Hello everyone, and welcome to my CBS BNB Full Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Taylor is really upset. Ridge will not tell the truth about something. This changes the whole situation with Taylor and Ridge. The fact that Ridge will not be honest with Taylor changes everything for Taylor and Ridge. The sun was setting late in the afternoon. It shone through the big windows of the Cliff house. This made shadows on the floor of the living room. Taylor Hayes was standing still near the doors that led to the balcony. She had her arms wrapped tightly around her body. It looked like she was trying to keep herself from falling. The ocean outside was very calm and peaceful. This was not like what Taylor Hayes was feeling inside. The ocean was deceiving because it looked calm, but Taylor Hayes had a big storm going on inside her. The Cliff house and the ocean did not match what Taylor Hayes was feeling. Taylor Hayes and the calm ocean were very different. She had spent her life reading people and trying to understand them by looking at how they behave and what they feel. Nothing had really prepared her for the feeling that Forrester was not telling her the truth. It was not something that he had forgotten to mention. It was not a lie that he told to make her feel better. This was something bigger. Forrester was doing this on purpose. Forrester was hiding something from her. It was something important. This situation was really breaking her. It was getting to the point where she could not take it anymore. The stress and pressure of it all was breaking her. Ridge stood a feet away from everyone else. He had his back turned to them. He was looking at a picture on the wall. The picture was of his family from a time ago. It was Ridge and Steffy and Thomas. They were all smiling. Taylor had her hand on Ridge's shoulder in the picture. This was a moment when everything was okay. Then people still trusted each other. Ridge was looking at this picture of his family, the family that included Steffy and Thomas and Taylor. Taylor finally told him to say it. Her voice was calm. You could tell it was shaking inside. Just say it, Ridge, she said. Ridge let out a breath slowly. Taylor, I already said to you. No, she said, stopping him and turning around to look at him. Her eyes looked shiny. They were also really angry. You said something to me. What you said was not true. You did not tell me the truth about this thing, the thing you told me. There was a lot of silence between them. It felt heavy and hard to breathe. Ridge's jaw got tight. This was something Taylor had seen times before. It was the look on his face when he felt trapped. The truth was going to come out. It would mess up the world he was trying to keep safe. Ridge's face had that look when he was trying to keep something hidden. It was about to be found out. The silence between them was really uncomfortable. Taylor knew that look on Ridge's face meant he was in trouble. Taylor asked in a voice, "Why will you not be honest with me?" She thought about all the things they had been through together. Taylor said, "We survived a lot of things, so why can't you just tell me the truth now?" Taylor really wanted the truth from them. She did not understand why they would not be honest with her about everything. Taylor felt like they owed her that much because they had been through much together and Taylor had survived it all with them. Ridge finally looked at Taylor. The guilt in his eyes told Taylor that her fears were true. Ridge really did feel guilty about something. Taylor had a bad feeling that it was something big. The way Ridge looked at Taylor made her think that he was hiding something from her. This wasn't just about Brooke. This wasn't just about loyalty. This was about betrayal. The secret Ridge is not able to admit things. The secret Ridge just cannot admit it. That day Taylor had overheard a conversation that she was not supposed to hear. She had gone to Forrester Creations without telling anyone she wanted to surprise Ridge with lunch. But then she just stood there outside Eric's office. She did not move because she could hear Ridge's voice coming from inside the room. The door was not closed all the way. Ridge had said that he does not want to tell her. If Taylor finds out about this now, it will really hurt Taylor. Ridge is worried that the truth will destroy Taylor. Eric's response was really low and serious. He said, "You should have told her the moment it happened." Eric was talking about something that happened. He thought it was important for her to know right away. Eric felt that she should have been told about it immediately. That moment kept playing over and over in Taylor's mind. Just would not go away. Each time it happened, Taylor felt like something was stabbing deeper. Taylor thinks about what will happen when Taylor finds out. It is not a question of if Taylor finds out. Taylor knows it is going to happen. It is a matter of time before Taylor discovers the truth. When Taylor finds out, things will change. She was standing in front of Ridge now and she really needed some answers from him about Ridge. Taylor wanted to know what was going on. She asked them directly what happened. Then she said, "What are you keeping secret from Taylor?" Taylor really wanted to know the truth about what was going on with the things that Taylor was not being told. Ridge ran his hand through his hair, pacing back and forth. He said that the situation with Ridge was complicated. Ridge just did not know what to do about it. Ridge was really confused. "Everything with us is complicated," Taylor said. "We cannot use that as an excuse for our problems. The fact is, everything with us is complicated and that is not an excuse." He stopped pacing. "I am trying to protect you." Taylor laughed with a lot of bitterness. He said, "You did it by lying to me?" Her voice broke when she said the last word and Ridge jumped back a little. He looked really upset when he heard her voice crack like that on the word. Ridge was clearly shaken by the way her voice sounded when she said the word. Flashbacks of a love built on broken promises. Taylor is really upset. Ridge will not tell the truth about what's going on. This is a deal and it changes everything on The Bold and the Beautiful. The sun was setting late in the afternoon. It shone through the big windows of the Cliff House. This made shadows on the floor of the living room. Taylor Hayes was standing still near the doors that led to the balcony. She had her arms wrapped tightly around her body. It looked like she was trying to hold herself. The ocean was quiet and peaceful. This was not like what was happening inside Taylor Hayes. The ocean was calm. Taylor Hayes was not. Taylor Hayes had a big storm going on inside her. She had spent her life watching people and trying to figure out what they were really thinking. She was good at seeing how people behaved and knowing how they felt. Nothing had gotten her ready for the feeling that Ridge Forrester was not telling her the truth. It was not something he forgot to say. It was not a lie to make someone feel better. This was different. Ridge Forrester was hiding something on purpose. This situation was really breaking her. It was getting to the point where she could not take it anymore. The stress of it all was breaking her. Ridge stood a feet away from me. He had his back turned to me but not completely. He was looking at a picture on the wall. The picture was of our family from a time ago. Steffy and Thomas were smiling in the picture. Taylor had her hand on Ridge's shoulder in the picture. This was a moment when everything was fine. Ridge and the people in the picture trusted each other then. The picture showed a moment in the life of Ridge and our family. Taylor finally told Ridge to say what he had to say. Her voice was calm. You could tell she was really nervous inside. "Just say it, Ridge," Taylor said to him. Ridge let out a breath. "Taylor, I already told you." "No," she said, stopping him and turning around to face him. Her eyes looked funny. They were full of anger. "You told me something, but you did not tell me the truth. You told me something that was not true, the truth about what you said." There was a lot of silence between them. It felt heavy. It was hard to breathe. Ridge's jaw got really tight. This was something Taylor had seen times before. It was the look on his face when he felt trapped. The truth was getting close to ruining the world he had made for himself. Taylor knew that look. It was the look Ridge had when he was trying to keep something hidden. The truth was going to come out. It was going to change everything. Ridge's world was not going to be the same. Taylor said this to me in a quiet voice. She wanted to know why I was not telling her the truth. We have been through a lot. We survived some tough things. That is why Taylor was asking me to be honest with her. Ridge finally looked at Taylor. The guilt that was in his eyes made it clear what Taylor had already been worried about. Ridge really did feel bad about something. Taylor knew it had to do with her. This wasn't just about Brooke. This wasn't just about loyalty. This was about betrayal. The secret Ridge cannot admit. That day Taylor had heard something she was not supposed to hear. She went to Forrester Creations without telling anyone. She wanted to surprise Ridge with lunch. But then she just stood there outside Eric's office because she could hear Ridge's voice coming from inside. The door was not closed all the way. Ridge had said that he could not tell her yet. If Taylor finds out now, it will really hurt Taylor. Ridge was worried that this news would destroy Taylor. Eric's response was really low and serious. He said, "You should have told her the moment it happened." Eric was talking about something that happened to the woman. He thought she should have been told right away about this thing that happened. Eric felt that the woman had a right to know what happened, and it should not have been kept from her. That moment kept playing over and over in Taylor's mind. Just would not go away. Each time it happened, Taylor felt really bad. The thought of Taylor finding out was always there. It was not a question of if Taylor finds out. It was a question of when Taylor finds out. Taylor was going to find out. That was for sure. Now she was standing in front of Ridge and she really needed some answers from Ridge. Taylor wanted to know what was going on. She asked them directly what happened. Then she said, "What are you keeping secret from Taylor?" Taylor really wanted to know the truth. Ridge ran his hand through his hair, pacing back and forth. He said, "It is complicated." Ridge just did not know how to explain the situation with Ridge's life. Ridge had a lot going on. It was hard for Ridge to put into words. "Everything with us is complicated," Taylor said. "That is not an excuse anymore." He stopped walking forth. "I am trying to keep you safe from harm." Taylor laughed with a lot of bitterness. He said, "You did this by lying to me?" Her voice broke when she said the last word and Ridge jumped a little. He did not like the way her voice sounded. Ridge really did not like it when her voice cracked on the word. Flashbacks of a love built on broken promises. Taylor's mind kept going to all the times she had trusted Ridge. She had left him, then come back to him. She had forgiven him over and over. Taylor remembered picking Ridge every time, thinking that this time things would really change. She thought that this time Ridge had finally learned his lesson. Taylor had believed in Ridge many times before, hoping that he would be different this time. She always remembered Brooke's name. It was like Brooke's name was a ghost that just would not go away. The name Brooke was always there between them. Taylor said this to me in a voice. She reminded me that I had made her a promise. I had promised Taylor that I would not keep any secrets from her. I had also promised Taylor that I would not tell her any half-truths. Taylor wanted me to be honest with her. I had promised Taylor that I would do that. Ridge swallowed hard. He said, "I really meant what I said about the Ridge being a place." "No, that is not what he said." Ridge swallowed hard. He said, "I meant it," and he was talking about the Ridge. Ridge swallowed hard. He meant what he said about the Ridge. "No." Ridge swallowed hard. "I meant it," is what Ridge said. "Then why does this situation feel like every time the person has let me down? The person has let me down many times before, and this feels just like those times. I remember all the times the person has let me down. This time feels like all those times when the person did not do what they said they would do. The person has let me down before. Feels like they are doing it again." Ridge could not figure out the answer to that question. The question was something that Ridge just did not know how to answer. Because the truth was ugly. Weeks before, Ridge had a weak moment and he turned to Brooke. He did not do this because he wanted to be romantic with her, it just happened that way. It was a night and they had a conversation. This conversation went far. After that, Ridge decided not to tell Taylor about what happened with Brooke. Ridge did not want to tell Taylor because he did not want to lose Taylor. Nothing physical had actually happened to the person. The person was fine, nothing physical had occurred. But emotionally, the situation had already gone far. The line had been. There was no going back now. The thing that happened, it had already crossed the line. Taylor really connects the dots, and that is what Taylor does. Taylor connects the dots. Taylor took a step closer to Ridge. She looked at his face carefully, like she was trying to figure out what was going on inside his head. Taylor saw that Ridge was trying not to talk about something, that he was hesitant and struggling with himself. Ridge was clearly dealing with some kind of struggle, and Taylor wanted to understand what was bothering Ridge. "She said to me you went to her." She said it really suddenly. Ridge just stopped moving all of it. Taylor's heart felt really heavy all of a sudden. It was like something was weighing Taylor down. Taylor could not do anything about it. Taylor's heart sank. The woman said to me in a quiet voice, "You went to Brooke. Did you really go to Brooke?" Ridge did not answer. He did not have to. The truth really got to Taylor. It was like a big punch to her. It took her breath away. She took a step back and shook her head. The truth about what happened was really hard for Taylor to handle. "No," she said. "You told me that you were finished going to her. You said I was the one you were going to be with from on. You said I was your future. You told me that I was the one you wanted to spend your time with, not her. You told me that you were done running to her." Ridge said, "I did not plan it." He was really confused. He needed to think clearly about the whole thing. Ridge needed clarity on what was going on with Ridge. Taylor said to them, "So you found it with her?" Then she added, You found it with her again? She just lost it. Tears started rolling down her face. It was like all the hurt she had been holding inside for years just came out all at once. Her face was flooded with tears, as the pain she had been trying to keep hidden for long finally came to the surface. Taylor said, I was with you the time. Everybody else thought I was crazy for doing that. I really thought you were different now. Ridge reached for the woman. The woman stepped back. Ridge really wanted to be close to the woman. The woman did not feel the same way about Ridge. The woman stepped back because she was not sure if she could trust Ridge. Ridge understood why the woman stepped back, so Ridge waited to see what the woman would do next. She said, do not. Then she warned me. She told me not to do it now. Steffy sees the damage that has been done. The damage is really bad. Steffy looks at the damage. She is very upset. Steffy thinks about the damage and what she can do to fix it. Steffy wants to fix the damage soon as possible. That evening Steffy got to the Cliff house. She had just gotten an upset call from Taylor. When Steffy saw her mother, she could tell something was wrong. Her mother had tears over her face. That was all Steffy needed to see to know what was going on with Steffy's mother. Steffy said, he did it again, did he not? You could see the anger in her eyes. Steffy was really upset with him. She thought that Steffy knew he would do something like that. Steffy was not surprised at all. Taylor nodded slowly. She just could not say a word. Taylor was completely silent. Steffy's jaw got all tight. She said, I knew it, I just knew this was going to happen with Steffy's situation. Ridge tried to explain things to Steffy. Steffy was not going to listen to what Ridge had to say. Steffy just did not want to hear it from Ridge. Steffy said this to him in an upset tone. You always tell me that you do not want to hurt her. The thing is, you do hurt her every time you decide not to tell her the truth. You are not being honest with her. That is what hurts her so much. Taylor looked up at her daughter. She was in a lot of pain. You could see it all over her face. I do not know how to do this, Steffy. Taylor said this to Steffy, her daughter. She was really struggling, Taylor was. Steffy put her arms around her mother. Then maybe you do not, she said. Maybe this is the moment when you stop, mother. Maybe this is the moment when the things that are happening with you and the people around you will stop, Steffy thought. She just said, maybe this is the moment you stop, mother. Ridge. It was only then that he understood his silence had cost him a lot. He realized this late. His silence had cost him more than anything he could have said. Ridge thought about what had happened. He knew that his silence was a big mistake. Ridge wished he had spoken up because now he had lost something because of his silence. Brooke feels the fallout. This is really tough for Brooke. Brooke is dealing with the fallout. It is a big problem for Brooke. The fallout is something that Brooke has to face every day. Brooke is trying to figure out how to handle the fallout. Brooke knows that the fallout is not going away soon. Brooke is preparing herself for the fallout that's still to come. Brooke feels like the fallout is going to change everything for Brooke. Across town, Brooke Logan had a feeling when Ridge did not answer her call. She felt really bad when she found out what happened to Ridge. Brooke Logan thought about what she could have done. The news made Brooke Logan feel guilty. Brooke said to Hope, I did not mean to get in the way of them. Brooke added, I did not want to cause problems for them like Brooke did before with the people Brooke cares about, specifically them. Having intentions does not make the bad things that happen go away. The consequences of what you do are still going to be no matter what you intended to happen. Good intentions do not erase consequences. Taylor's devastation had an effect on everyone around her. It affected Steffy's trust in her dad. It also made Thomas really mad and upset inside. Even Eric was let down by his son Thomas. Taylor's devastation was really bad for everyone, for Steffy and her family, and also for Eric and his son Thomas. This wasn't just a relationship crisis. It was a reckoning. Ridge is going to have to deal with what happens because of what he did. Ridge will have to face the consequences of his actions. The consequences that Ridge is facing are a result of the things that Ridge has done. The morning Ridge stood alone in his office at Forrester Creations. He looked out the window at the city skyline. For the time, Ridge was not being pulled in two directions by his problems. Ridge felt a little better because he could think about Forrester Creations without anything on his mind. Taylor had walked away from the situation. Taylor did not look back at what Taylor was leaving. Taylor just kept on walking. Not dramatically. Not with ultimatums. Just quietly, decisively. That really scared him. It was even worse than all the things that had happened. The fear of that was what scared him the most. It scared the Facebook user more than anything did. Eric walked into the office. He looked really serious. You lost her, did you not lose the woman in question? I mean, you lost her. Ridge nodded his head in agreement.